All right, let's dive into one of the most perplexing cards in the major arcana. Number 12, the Hanged Man. I mean, you look at it, and your first reaction is probably, whoa. A guy hanging upside down by his foot. It's pretty jarring, right? And honestly, that's why it's one of the most misunderstood cards in the whole deck. So the big question is, what are we really looking at? Is this guy being punished? Is this about suffering? Or is there something else going on entirely? Something much, much deeper. To figure it out, we literally have to flip our own perspective, just like him. Okay, to really get what the Hanged Man is all about, we've got to play detective. We need to look closer and decode the symbols. Because you see, all the clues that totally change the meaning of this card, well, they've been hiding in plain sight this whole time. So check this out. Clue number 1, the halo. You see that glowing light around his head? That's a dead giveaway. You don't put a halo on someone who's being punished. That's a nimbus, a classic symbol of enlightenment, of reaching a holy, sacred state. So right off the bat, we know he's not suffering. He's actually having a breakthrough. And let's look at what he's hanging from. This isn't some dead gallows for an execution, no way. It's a living tree. You can often see the leaves on it. It's shaped like a tau cross, which is an ancient symbol of life. He's literally hanging from the tree of life. This isn't about death, it's about vitality. Okay, now zoom in on his feet. See that? Only one foot is actually tied up. The other one is totally free. This tells us he's not a helpless victim. This is a choice. He's chosen to be here, deliberately balancing himself between the spiritual world he's tapping into and the material world he's still a part of. And the final piece of the puzzle is his posture. Look at his face. He's not in pain. He looks serene. A.E. Waite, one of the guys behind the famous Rider-Waite deck, called it deep entrancement. And notice the geometry here. His legs make a cross, a symbol for the material world, and his arms and head, they form a triangle, a symbol for the spiritual. He's literally got the material world placed above the spiritual, showing that he's letting his inner wisdom guide his physical reality. It's a pose of deep, active meditation. Now, you might think this meaning was always there, but it actually has a wild history. The way we see this card today is the result of a complete 180-degree flip in its interpretation over the centuries. It went from being a symbol of public shame to one of deep personal insight. So back in the 15th century in Italy, this was literally a shame painting. They'd paint images like this of traitors to publicly humiliate them. It was a mark of disgrace. But then fast forward to the 18th century, and occultists started looking at it and thinking, wait a minute. They saw it as a symbol of spiritual wisdom. And then by the 20th century, thanks to decks like the Rider-Waite-Smith, it fully transformed into the idea we have today, willingly sacrificing your old viewpoint to get a massive dose of enlightenment. Okay, so that's the backstory. But what does it mean for you when this card pops up in a reading? Well, like with all tarot cards, its message totally depends on whether it's upright or reversed. And the difference between the two is, well, it's simple, but it's huge. When it's upright, it's all about surrender. It's about pausing and getting a fresh perspective. But when it's reversed, it's a warning about resistance, about being stuck, and about missing out on a chance to grow. So if you pull the Hanged Man upright, think of it as the universe telling you to just hit pause. Seriously, it's a sign that whatever you're doing right now, whatever path you're on, it's not working. The only way forward is to let go of the steering wheel for a bit. And listen, this isn't a bad thing. It's not a frustrating delay. It's a helpful one. It's giving you the space you need to see things in a whole new light and find a much better way to move forward. But if it shows up reversed, that's a red flag. It means you're actively fighting against that pause. You're refusing to let go, just clinging to your old ways of thinking. All that does is waste your energy and leave you feeling completely stuck in the mud. And here's the kicker. The universe will keep throwing the same lesson at you, probably a little harder each time, until you finally learn to surrender. So now let's go even deeper. Beyond just the symbols and the readings, the Hanged Man represents something universal, something we all experience. It's a powerful archetype we can call the sacred pause. So what is the sacred pause? It's when you voluntarily put everything on hold. Your ego, your 5-year plan, your need to be in control of every little thing. You just suspend it all. You do that so you can have a real breakthrough. It's in that moment of surrender, when you're hanging upside down, that the stuff you couldn't see before suddenly becomes crystal clear. And this idea is ancient. It's everywhere in our myths and legends. Think about the Norse god Odin. He literally hung himself from the world tree, Yggdrasil, for 9 whole nights just to gain the wisdom of the runes. Or even St. Peter, who famously asked to be crucified upside down because he wanted to transcend the material world. You see, this isn't just a picture on a card. It's a core human story about sacrificing one thing to gain something much, much greater: wisdom. You know, A.E. Waite really hit the nail on the head with this one. He said the card suggests life in suspension, but life and not death. That's it, right there. This isn't about ending something. It's a living, breathing, necessary pause. It's life just waiting for that big aha moment. So, all of this leaves us with one final big question to think about. I want you to look at your own life, right now, your challenges, your beliefs, the way you see things. What is one area of your life that could really use being flipped completely upside down?